All right, are you aware of the time requirements of needing you here at the meetings on first Tuesday of every month for a few hours? And be able to review the plans and pack it prior to that?
Yep.
Okay. Commissioners, any other questions for Mike?
Nope, not right this second. I can think of.
Okay, just hang out with us, Mike, I guess, since we have you this way, we'll keep you on the phone now. Ryan, any other comments with Mike on his meeting?
Yeah, it was pretty brief. It seemed like he was between things. The reason that he did not make it to the last meeting was email got junked.
Oh,
So it's a thing.
True.
Yeah, verified issue. If you guys should not receive your meeting packets by, say, the Wednesday prior, please give me a call so I know about this.
So are you saying that by tomorrow I should have a next week's meeting packet?
No, we meet once a month. That is plenty. So yeah, there was a reason why he was not able to attend. It was a valid reason. Again, I don't think you can go wrong with him either. He brings a different perspective than the other two, obviously a little less experience with local government committees and commissions. But you have to start somewhere, and has some good knowledge on issues relating to planning and zoning.
None of your candidates are civil engineers like that which you wish to replace.
that's true. But I don't really feel like that has, I mean, other than just I can read a set of plans. That's really the only thing that I think was beneficial from work for me. You know? This is not like you're evaluating the design. Morgan gets to do that.
Okay.
Can I ask a favor if we could change the spotlight to the Legion room?
Change that way. Oh,
Thank you. That way I can see you guys as you're talking.
all right. Well, commissioners, we have 3 qualified applicants. They all live within the city. They all have been here for more than 2 or at least 2 years. So we don't have that hiccup. As to make a decision, or if unless there's more discussion or any questions that you have for any of the applicants. I guess Mike might have one. How long have you been building?
Well, I built decks to put myself through college. And then I built a house in Bend, probably, I mean, 20 plus years.
Okay. So most of it in Bend and McCall, or in then weather conditions, obviously?
I did Central Oregon, so I built a couple houses in Redmond, Sisters, Bend. And then I did renovations in a historic area of Philadelphia for a few years. So, you know, that was probably 10 years of my life, actually, in a historic part of Germantown, Philadelphia.
Okay, great.
Yeah, from my perspective, like everybody, all of our applicants are exceptionally qualified, and I think they would all make excellent P&Z commissioners. So it's hard to really have anybody stand out one above another. And I would encourage all of them to keep an eye out for future vacancies, because we usually have them rolling around with some kind of frequency. So kind of in the absence of anything else, I would say, I think I would tend towards a person who would have the least amount of ramp up time. You know, go for the person who we think is the most comfortable already kind of operating in the planning and zoning space. But that's just kind of how I see it, and you know, for whatever that's worth.
I think that's a good suggestion, Liz, because I've been kind of scratching my head on how do you, tell the candidates apart, because all three of them seem like great candidates and they'd be we would benefit from their service on this commission. So I like your perspective.
Yeah, I guess I can just say I do like the idea of the building background on there because that comes in play fairly often. But so I'm whatever you.
Where
I don't.
You-
I'm just you're right. Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to carry on your legacy or something there. You're still making a decision. Your last one.
my last
So
decision.
maybe we can put the pressure on you. So if it goes bad, we can blame you. Yeah.
I think they all have great things to offer. They have different things to offer. We don't have anyone right now that has maybe a little bit of a financial background. We've got quite a few we've got real estate, we've got law, we've got environment. Got Tom with some building experience. So that's one thing that we don't have, which might be nice. Tony obviously has lots of experience, varied experience all around the community. And it sounds like Nick's got some. I mean, I kind of like that he's a little bit more maybe outdoorsy, out in the wilderness, and then obviously plenty of building experience as well. So they all have different things to offer. I think maybe consider that like what perspective. To me, it would be nice to have a perspective that's going to add
A cohesive team.
right,
Yeah.
add another perspective to the team that we already have. That help anybody?
Yeah, it's a tough one. There's all good candidates.
Now,
But we do need to make a decision. Anybody that feels they want to make a motion, have any strong opinions or preferences, I should say? Pardon?
I don't think we've heard from Ryan online.
Oh, Ryan, yes.
oh, I mentioned earlier that I think all the candidates are, have strong traits in different ways, like was mentioned. I do feel like Chairman Lyons was mentioning kind of that building perspective might be fairly helpful. So yeah, I don't know if I have a strong opinion one way or the other. We're indecisive this evening. I'm struggling mostly with the selection process, and my experience with this in the past, there is always kind of a way to move forward. And it doesn't seem like we have that. It might be a recommendation for us in the future when we have this nice problem of multiple candidates.
Usually doesn't happen, so it's very, very rare.
I would say if you guys are leaning towards liking the idea of having another person with more building experience, be able to supply input, it makes sense. The type of thing that we had today where some of us were like, how is that going to look? It might be nice to have someone who can maybe offer more input for those types of things. So if you guys are leaning that direction, I think that's appropriate.
This is Mike again, and I'm not quite sure how to throw this out there, but I do have a couple river permits that might interfere with a summer meeting. And I'm just throwing it out there that, like, if that's a problem, maybe you should go with someone who can make all of them. But like river trips are my thing. So I mean, while I'd really like to do it, I'm just saying, like, I don't get permits every year.
Yeah, it is important to try to be here because a lot of the client or applicants put a lot of time and money, and if we are missing a commissioner or two and all of a sudden we can't do a meeting, it's a financial hit to, so it is important to make the meetings one way or another, or at least to make sure we have a quorum. Not that you have to be here every single one, but it is an important aspect.
Okay.
You had a comment, Dave?
I imagine in your positions, it's a little uncomfortable to have the three of us staring at you. I would be happy to be done tonight. Wait to hear from Brian or you as to how the community chooses. I don't know. If that makes it easier for you.
I don't know, if any commissioners ready to make a motion? As far as picking, I think we're probably okay, but appreciate that.
I can make a motion, but I feel kind of weird about it since I'm leaving.
Your last motion. Maybe.
I'm going with my gut here. It's just a gut and that's it. If you guys vote me down, I'm not going to have hurt feelings. But that said, we're appointing.
A recommendation to appoint from the council.
I move to recommend Dave to the council.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to recommend Dave to the council for appointment. I think we'll do a roll call vote.
Commissioner Nevin,
Yes.
Commissioner Pop,
Yes.
Chairman Lyons,
Yes.
Commissioner Rock,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinzer.
Yes.
All right, motion is carried. Other applicants, we really appreciate your interest. And if, like I say, if anything stays like normal, keep an eye out. There will be future positions, I'm sure. It happens periodically. And so we appreciate everything. Dave, they will forward this information to the city council, and it'll probably be on the next council meeting for them to give the final blessing. That's what we probably want.
Blessing. Sorry.
Is it blessing or?
And Chairman, if I could, I just wanted to offer up, we do have one vacancy on the McCall Redevelopment Agency. So if any of the applicants are interested in learning more about that, they can feel free to look on our website or contact me.
Yeah, that might be a good one, especially Mike, with some of your background in rehab and stuff, that could be a good one. But yeah, thank you, everybody, the applicants. So I believe that is the last item on our agenda. I went to the back page here. Oh, no. Let's see. Oh, upcoming meeting.
Upcoming for May, we have a design review / scenic route review at 120 East Lake Street for a dwelling. We have design review scenic route shoreline for a food truck court to the west of the yacht club building in that currently vacant lot where there was a giant snow fort piled up. We have a single family dwelling for design review shoreline at 1870 Warren Wagon. We have a design review and shoreline at 1844 Warren Wagon. We have a design review and scenic route at 997 Squirrel Lane, which is off of Warren Wagon. We have a design review and scenic route at 2212 Warren Wagon. The first conditional use permit for a short-term rental with an occupancy of greater than 10 people. A subdivision that's just a lot split that has to go through the long subdivision process because it's been the result of too many records of survey history before, so it has to be a full subdivision, including that procedure. And then a potential final plat and final plan for the Clay Estates subdivision, but I think they sent us a preliminary plat in error, and I probably ended up in the applicant's junk folder asking for the actual final plat, so we're gonna try and chase that down somehow. And then the June deadline is coming up. So it's either going to be a long May 2nd or people will drop. You've also then got the Glass House coming up as a design review. That design review on Edgemere that you haven't seen yet, that's been continued for 2 months. Those will both likely be prepared. And then the return of the school district housing project. And all three of those will be towards the beginning of the agenda as continued items. So friendly reminder, once we get to 8:30, during long meetings, you do get to sit down, decide whether you want to continue or push it to a later date. So we can come prepared with a list of dates in between whenever we anticipate longer meetings as we're getting into the summer season. Or we can wing it at the end of the meetings to figure out how we want to do it, or just stay up until midnight together, whatever you guys want. But we're getting to the season. Oh, I saw that face data. You'll get there.
Okay, sounds good. That completes everything. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Oh, before we, hold on, before we do that, just want to express our gratitude for Christine and the great information and help that she has been. We're going to be missing you. Hopefully everything is nice out in the country. I
Yeah.
think there's an opening on the
way
Valley,
out
I
there.
think there's an opening on the Valley County Planning and Zoning Commission, might need you. But do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Have fun in Hawaii.
Thank you.
Sorry you're getting kicked out of your house.
I know.
Okay,
Good to go from Hawaii to my camper.
now I'll take a motion.
Oh, I move to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
motion and second adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
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 There's none opposed. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Christina.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. See you next month, maybe.
Yeah.
Work for you first.
So this was my one and only meeting with you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.